Congratulations, Jeremiah. Congratulations on your clearing level 1 in first attempt. And, trust, actually you must be all excited, right? With clearing the exam.
It's a relieved also.
Relieved, okay. Okay, very good. Okay, so I'll not take too much of your time. Let's start off. So the first one is, can you just help our fellow candidates or whoever is on the session also understand what's your background before you took the first level exam? What is your current background? What are you doing? Brief 2-minute background introduction background.
Okay, so when I took the CFA L1, I was doing my articleship. I was like 1.5 years, a little less, around 1 year. So
Mm-hmm.
I did my L1 along with the articleship of mine. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a mid-sized firm, so it's 6-day work week. And
Okay.
yeah, I managed my lectures and studying alongside work.
Okay. So you're pursuing both CA and CFA together.
And yes,
Yeah. And you have finished your undergrad or you're pursuing BCom or
I
you're
have
not doing
finished.
BCom?
I finished it last year. BCom.
So you're a foundation route candidate.
Yes.
Okay, okay, very interesting. And you're your top 5-10% of the class, or how is it from an academic
Uh,
background perspective?
in my 10th standard, I stood second in the school. And in my 12th also, I stood second.
Okay, okay.
Commerce.
Fair enough. So you're basically with a good academic background and all that stuff.
Yes.
Right. And you have any what is your specific area of interest, finance or even in CFA when you have studied so many topics, any specific topic that you found interesting which you want to take forward in your career?
Um, I found corporate issue was relatively interesting more than the other subjects. And economics also is kind of interesting, but little bit difficult to grasp. Takes a little
Ah,
time to grasp. But it's
okay,
quite interesting once you understand it.
okay, okay, fair enough. So, when did you start thinking about preparing for CFA level 1? Was it planned long ago, or was it very recent development?
So basically, what happened is I took a transfer. I had done 6 months after clearing my Group 1 articles. And then after
Mm-hmm.
clearing Group 2, I took a transfer to a bigger firm.
Mm-hmm.
And that time I was just thinking now, see, I already lost a year in my intermediate. So I was thinking I'll just do another degree, to enhance my resume because I've
Okay,
already lost a year. So,
okay,
and then I wanted a little bit more of an international scope.
okay, okay.
So
And
that's
you are
why
basically from,
Goa.
sorry, okay. You are from Goa and you're currently working in Pune.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So now getting straight to your CFA exam preparation experience, what was your preparation strategy that helped you crack the exam?
Um, so basically, around 2-3 months before the exam, I in the middle of a notebook, I wrote day wise each day one line. Then I wrote each of the subjects and how many modules it was divided into.
Hmm.
Fixed income had how many subjects, how many topics inside. Economics, how
Correct.
many topics, and then I allotted it accordingly. And
Okay.
I kept around 1 week before the exam for a test,
For mock test.
for mock test. And the week before that, I kept it like as a buffer of sorts
Hmm. Okay.
in case
No,
I.
so you attended all the classes, or how many classes did you attend on a percentage basis? The classes that we conducted.
Live, I don't. I think I didn't attend a lot because of work. I used
But
to
then did you
report
watch all the classes?
about say 75%.
Oh, so your watch rate is about 75%.
Hmm, correct.
Right. Okay. And then what were the topics that you left out because you were comfortable with some topics and hence you didn't want to, watch the video lectures?
I think economics I left out a little bit.
Okay.
Economics. Yeah.
Okay. 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 Fair enough. So you watch 75%, which is roughly about 80-90 hours of our classes. And
Hmm.
then when did you again, were you revising along with the classes, or did you start a separate revision before the exam?
Yeah, so basically when I was going through the matter, the Schweser Notes, if I didn't get anything, if I wasn't having difficulty in understanding some topic, I would
Hmm.
go and refer to the lecture.
No, so when did you start with the Schweser note? So your exam was in May. You
Hmm.
registered sometime in September, October with us. So when did you
Hmm.
start actually going through the Schweser notes?
Right from the beginning.
Right from beginning. So you basically started your preparation 6 months in advance.
Yeah, December. When I think at the start it was Sunday only we used to do FSA, Nancy
Hmm.
sir. So Saturday, Sunday I used to revise.
And how
And
much time would you spend there?
not much because FSA was not a very coming from a CA background. FSA wasn't that
Hmm.
much of a challenge.
Hmm.
No.
Okay. No, but you spent how many hours every day at the beginning of your preparation?
Um, I would say on weekends around 3 to 4 hours.
Okay. So that you continued till when? Till March?
Yeah, I kept going through continuously.
Hmm.
Then afterwards in January and all, January, February, March, I increased it about
Okay.
say about 7 to 8 hours on weekends, and on normal days I would do around 2 hours on weekdays.
Okay, so even normal every day you would study for a couple of hours at least, and over the weekends you would study about 7-8 hours.
I would try to because some days you're completely exhausted from work
Yeah,
and
yeah,
those
I
yeah
can understand. I can understand.
yeah
No, but this is what your aim was, and more or less you stuck to this.
it's to keep
Okay,
consistent.
okay. So your
Hmm.
primary thing was you watched 70%, 75% of the classes, went through the book Kaplan book fully. I mean, you didn't leave out
Yeah.
anywhere Kaplan book, right? Okay,
No, I did not leave out.
okay. Did you take the CFA Institute material, their books and all that? Did you
No,
purchase that?
I only answered the exams, mock test,
Acha, so
both the mock
their
tests.
mocks. So you took CFA Institute mocks. And
Mocks.
how many mocks of Schweser did you attempt?
I took one of the Schweser ones.
Okay. But from
I
a
would have
Q and
liked
A
to take
perspective,
more, but I didn't get that much time.
okay, okay. No, but then one more, just coming back to your preparation, I also
Hmm.
remember you telling me that you took 10-15 days off before the exam and started preparing.
Yeah, true. So
How many
the
days?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Acha, so
Hmm.
in addition to studying couple of hours a day, you and 7-8 hours over the weekends from January till April. In
Yeah,
May, 2 weeks before the exam, you took leave and then started studying
yeah. So those were around 12, 13 hours I used to easily.
12 to 13 hours a day, kind of a thing.
There was nothing else also to do. So say, I was just in my room.
No, so totally you would have spent how many hours?
Uh, to estimate, I would say that would be a very. I didn't keep
At least,
much
no,
track of
my
that.
question is, did you spend the
Hmm.
300 hours which the CFA Institute recommends?
Roundabout,
Yeah. So
definitely
you basically,
300 hours.
yeah, 300 to 350 hours you spent, and that is what actually helped you get an understanding of the concepts as well as revise and then go and attend the exam. Correct?
Definitely.
Yeah. So do you think you could have done it with 150 hours or 100 hours?
Not in my environment, no.
Okay. But do you think 300 se zyada you require 450, 500 hours?
Um, see, because my background was a little bit in the line only, so I didn't have much difficulty in understanding a few of the concepts, a few of the subjects.
Hmm.
To say economics, the first part of economics and all, half of economics was quite easy to grasp. Um,
Hmm.
FSA, the full of FSA was quite simple for me.
Hmm.
So yeah, only like for portfolio management, fixed income, derivatives. And even for fixed income, if you've done SSM and CFA, you wouldn't have that much of difficulty in understanding those. because a lot of the subjects, I think bond valuation is covered in SFM
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
all that. I hadn't finished my SFM before my
Okay.
CFA. Yeah, so
Okay.
uh,
Okay. Fair enough. Now, the other question that I have is from a utility perspective, value addition perspective, what was most value additive to you? OneFin's lectures by faculty, or Kaplan Schweser material, or Kaplan Schweser their mocks, or CFA question papers, which actually gave you most confidence, or your own studies, obviously, or your own study from the Kaplan Schweser material.
like you're asking, like out of 100%, what contributed the
Ah,
most?
correct.
I would say I would give equal weightage. No, I wouldn't. I would give a little bit more weightage to the classes, the live lectures,
Hmm. Okay.
and the revision sessions, of course. Those were also very helpful.
Which one? Sorry, second one is what?
The revision sessions which we had, doubt solving
Revision
ones
sessions.
before the
Okay.
exam.
Revision sessions are very helpful. Okay. So they
Yeah,
force you to study and prepare and come to the class, no? Because
yeah, yeah. Especially the portfolio management revision session. I remember your the Excel you showed us and all the comparison. Even before the exam, actually, I went back to that.
oh,
Just
okay,
looked at
very
it.
nice, very nice.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay, great. Glad to know that our sessions help. Now, other thing is, next question what I had is, how would you have prepared better? I mean, given this experience, would you have done anything different so that you would have performed even better? Start
I
preparing
think
early.
not start preparing early exactly, but I would say instead of first to answer your CFA question bank, the one which is on the CFA website.
Ah,
Yeah, and then after that to answer the Schweser one,
why?
The Schweser because it's easier to go from more little difficult questions to a little bit more easier questions than to go from an easier
Ah,
to more difficult.
so you think Schweser was easier and CFA mocks were slightly tougher?
I I think as a percentage of the questions, or maybe it was the wording also, but the CFA questions were a little bit more difficult.
Okay. CFA were more difficult. Which one?
Hmm.
CFA, right? Not the Schweser.
The CFA question bank.
But what was the eventual exam? Exam was where? Was it CA? Was it more like a CFA mock test, or was it more like
Hmm.
Schweser mock test?
It was somewhere in the middle.
Somewhere in middle.
It wasn't as
So,
difficult as I expected, but it wasn't easy also.
okay. And the questions were definitely twisted in the exam. Wordings,
Uh,
double negatives, triple negatives, not most least likely.
I would say around 20% of it was a little bit twisted of the
Okay.
total questions because I
Hmm.
went through I did a double check because I had quite a amount of time left.
Hmm.
So when I was going through my second checking of all my answers, then I noticed, sorry, this is a little bit different. I
Hmm.
didn't read this properly at first. It's not what it
Hmm.
seems at face value.
Okay.
Hmm.
Do
So
you
then I
think
changed
we
my
covered
answer.
such kind of tricky stuff? The concepts we covered in the class were helpful for answering tricky questions? Or was it
Definitely,
purely.
definitely. So because if you have a conceptual knowledge if you have proper conceptual knowledge of the matter, then
Hmm.
even tricky questions aren't so tricky.
Okay.
If you
Glad,
go
glad
just
to
on
know
the
that.
basis of having answered questions, then
Hmm.
you'd think that this is the same question and make a mistake.
Okay. Chief.
Hmm.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Now, any specific feedback on exam day issues? Because you have two exams, one after the other, probably morning, evening, or
Hmm.
something like that. What are your suggestions for exam day prep last day? One day before exam, what should you do? On day of exam, what should you do?
Um, on day of the exam, I think you just before the exam, you need to make a little short notes. What you
Hmm.
need this you need what you're having a little bit difficulty remembering or something that
Hmm.
you will make a goof up at the exam.
So, did you make
Yeah,
this right at the beginning, or did you do it towards in revision session?
I made most of them towards my revision session actually,
Okay.
and plus there is the Schweser gives a small
Formula
about
sheet.
6 pages. 6 pages
Formula
they
sheet.
give us. Yeah. So in those things also just highlight. You'll get around 5 to 6 things which at least I found for a little bit,
Okay.
which don't come to your mind directly. So I highlighted them and I went through it before
Okay.
the exam.
And in the computer-based exam, it was all simple. There was nothing complex. I mean, there was no fancy setup, right? It's all simple stuff in the exam
Yeah,
center.
it's simple stuff. Only I would recommend at least one Schweser mock test because they have they stimulate the environment. The
Ah,
normal CFA exam, the mock exam, that doesn't give you the exact,
oh, is it? So Schweser actually stimulates the actual exam more than
yeah.
the
So
CF.
so they have an option. Schweser has an option. Either you want to have a proper interface as the CFA exam, or you
Oh,
want a normal interface like how Schweser normally gives.
oh, very interesting.
So yeah, so the CFA Institute doesn't give that for the mocks. Just to
Okay,
familiarize yourself with it, I would suggest answering at least one Schweser.
okay, ठीक है, fair enough. And did you have any specific calculator related issues? I mean, we all suggested that calculator was it really. Did you have to use calculator a lot other than simple computations?
Simple computations, not really.
Oh, yeah,
One
but
or
did you
two
have to
questions.
spend time getting acclimatized to the calculator?
No, so during class, whatever calculations we do are more than enough. Especially for
More than
quant,
sufficient.
we use it quite a bit.
Which
So
one? Quant.
quants.
Ah, ठीक है.
Hmm.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So, last question. This is what I have so far. Anything else that you want to add, that you want to, give feedback to the current candidates before we actually open up for questions if there are any?
Um, Feedback is to just relax before the day of the exam. So don't be too tense. Okay, it's not that type of exam. You
Hmm.
don't have to go. Like, it's not like a CA exam where you need to revise everything the day before the exam or 2 days before the exam.
Okay.
As long as you have the conceptual understanding, you will do well.
Okay. ठीक है. ठीक
You
है.
don't
Fair
need to.
enough. ठीक है. Understood. So, any of you who have questions, feel free to raise. Feel free to ask. I know Jeremiah is available. If you don't have any questions, you can always send it to us or post it in the group, and either I or Jeremiah will be more than happy to respond to any of those questions. ठीक है. There's one question. Which topic is the toughest? Yeah, I actually missed it. Which topic was the toughest for you?
Topic is the toughest. Now that would depend on your background.
Hmm.
But for me, I found. I think there was one in quants
Hmm.
which I found a little bit difficult. I think it was the sixth one in quants, and the at the beginning, that's the second part of the portfolio management chapter. The chapter is divided into two parts. Can't forget the name of the chapter.
Second part of the portfolio management chapter, is it?
Yes, so it's divided into two parts, part one and part two.
But you're saying basically the second part of the chapter is what is tougher. Second half.
Yeah. So basically, there are two topics.
Mhm.
If I remember properly, it is number 3 and 4. But this is that one which we did in the revision session. With the
Mhm.
comparison had to be done between the graphs.
But you found the portfolio management chapter to be the tougher one. And what is the easiest?
This would definitely be ethics.
Ethics, you found it easy, and not FSA.
FSC also. FSC also. But generally, ethics is a little bit more weightage, no? And it's a bit of more scoring subject, I felt.
Okay. ठीक है. ठीक
You
है. Fair
just
enough.
need to answer enough questions and be familiarized with what questions can come.
Okay. ठीक है. You are referring to to two
Portfolio risk
securities
and
there.
return.
Risk and return, basically the efficient
That's it.
frontier and all that stuff. Or the measures of risk and return, Sharpe, Trenner ratio,
Yes,
M
so
square.
that one. That one.
Yeah, that.
So after
ठीक
the
है.
revision lecture, I found it much easier.
So basically, I explained you that the CAL, CML, SCL, SML all together in a single Excel sheet and share.
Yes, sir.
Right.
That one.
Okay. Okay, fine. Thanks a lot for taking our, taking time to join us, both Ratnamala as well as Jeremiah. Appreciate spending time.
Yes, sir. I just would like to know whether everything is MCQs or is there anything
Everything
that
is
we have to
MCQs. No,
because when I
everything is
check with
MCQs.
candidate resources, there is other than MCQs, we need to write like that is there. So that's
No. So basically, that is. I think you saw the mail which they which they send for you to just acclimatize to the software.
okay.
In that also they have written this what is a case study based, but the actual exam has only MCQ one.
Great. So then I think we'll wind up the session and we will be uploading the session on YouTube and sharing it with folks also, and so that they can go through stuff at their convenience. Okay. So thanks a lot, everyone. Thanks a lot for joining and appreciate your time and all the very best for your exams.